of course, especially with food, with with food, it would be a blending of both African and European traditions, improvising with African traditions, such as a lot of times this was the few also with holidays was the few times that black American slaves were able to have privilege to social privilege, privilege to privilege to with I should say have experience having privilege to enter to to participate in holidays and to participate in holidays, such as having time to play and relax and dance, as well as having access to leftovers of the scraps left from Thanksgiving events, though at the same time having to also, I guess the pros and cons was at the same time blacks were allowed to kind of revel in these holidays. At the same time, blacks had to also of course prepare and cook as well as clean for these gatherings, social gatherings for the white elite, and at the same time at the end we're allowed to take where was left over food and which these leftovers or scraps that were given to the slaves will ultimately set in motion the invention of the staple in the black culture of soul food and food. At the same time, also having privilege to food, they're also given a chance in some cases to visit other slave family members, such as children or spouses in nearby plantations. Oftentimes given passes to around the sick, passes to visit nearby plantations, and as well as even taking advantage of the system of escaping. A lot of times, many slaves would take advantage with the passes and use it to stall time to of their escapes. Sometimes not being found for days. A lot of times, this became significant. Thanksgiving for Black Americans becomes significant as it became the crucial point of when many slaves would attempt to escape, and sometimes successfully. Slaves successfully, and both Thanksgiving and Christmas. Particularly, what comes to mind of this when it comes to Black people escaping around the holidays is the miniseries Roots, particularly the Christmas special Roots the Gift, which portrays supposedly true story of Kunta Kinte Fuller helping to escape with many slaves on Christmas night by the help of a white abolitionist who on the plantation, they have a son who's he was a Harvard student, and being in his time in Harvard, it made him an abolitionist, fighting against the system of slavery. Yet his parents being opposed to the system of slavery and the institution of slavery, causing the ripple in the family. And the divide ripple in the family. He organized a successful attempt to slave a mass group of slaves. Unfortunately, though, by the time they get to the river that crosses over to the north, there's a boat that's able to take the slaves over the other side of the river. But unfortunately, there's not enough room for Fiddler and Kunta Kinte, so they're left behind. So unfortunately, they don't get to escape. Of course, in the movie, if you see the original miniseries, of course, he never does escape successfully. But this particularly comes to mind of when this story comes to mind of when significantly comes to mind of when blacks use a holiday as a take advantage of the holidays as a chance to gain freedom, with it being the essential Christmas gift or Thanksgiving gift. Christmas gift or Thanksgiving, as well as Thanksgiving, I guess, is also an example of this as well. And this was in some of the areas of the South that did celebrate Thanksgiving, while most areas of the deep of the southern United States did not really celebrate Thanksgiving the way we do today. Most looked at it in a negative sense as a government as the North trying to pervade their way of life, the Southern way of life, as they often refer to it. And it was actually a abolitionist by the name of Sarah Hall, who campaigned for Thanksgiving to be a holiday in much of the northeast, even as far as getting Abraham Lincoln to sign a proclamation making Thanksgiving every November, the 4th of November, a day a day of Thanksgiving, though it didn't really was really recognized as a federal holiday yet. And again, as I said, most of the South did not look at Thanksgiving as a holiday, yet a intrusion of the Southern way of life, especially places like Virginia said they didn't want to have any part in celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday. And so on, even towards the end of Reconstruction, the South looked at did not, I should say, didn't participate in celebrating Thanksgiving in most places of the South. And so as they called it, a Yankee holiday. It wasn't until recently as the of 1941, during the Franklin Delano FDR administration, that Thanksgiving was finally declared a national holiday for all in the U.S., including the South. So really thinking about it, Thanksgiving isn't really that much of a really traditional old holiday. It's really kind of modernized over the years. Even with Christmas, it's similar to Christmas in a way, because even though my perception of Christmas was that Christmas would start going back into ancient times or medieval times, but really it would start during the mid-19th century, first in England in 1848, to eventually the United States would catch on to celebrating celebrating things, celebrating Christmas, which would have been sometime after the Civil War, probably Civil War, post Civil War era. So really, that's not really that old in a sense. So I would say 4th of July would be probably the oldest holiday in the United States, going back to the founding of the Declaration of Independence. And Thanksgiving for the Thanksgiving is still, to this day, is usually practiced in large by numbers of people, including as well as many Black Americans. Even though in recent years there's been kind of controversy about the celebration of Thanksgiving because of the way what it really truly represents, which really was the as I said, both for indigenous people, the slaughter of killing of indigenous people such as the people of Indians, and for Black Americans, the fall of more society, unfortunately. So that for that reason, that's why Thanksgiving in some cases gets a lot of flack. In some cases, to a lot of people in the Black community, less respect as a holiday. To some people, avoid celebrating it. To some, take advantage of the system of take advantage of the tradition of family and unity and being thankful, fellowship, and of that sort, applied to their traditions, holiday traditions, as well as in religious context as well, true religious context. And that's why Thanksgiving continues to be a popular holiday along with Christmas. And in my opinion, I think even despite the negative history, if it's true, I still continue to celebrate Thanksgiving as a tradition in history. I mean, not tradition in history, I mean just tradition in family and the food. And looking forward to the food, of course. And my tradition also, along with wearing brown or beige on Thanksgiving, same as I would wear. Same with wearing red on Christmas. And enjoying the traditional holiday food, mixture of soul food, which is part of the black experience. And I will continue to celebrate Thanksgiving and continue to be thankful for having a family and having good knowledge and good health and so forth, and family. And that's all I have to say. This is Nobody But Chase Pound. Stay tuned for the next video.